So here it is, folks, the final hurdle for the Europa League bad boys. There's been so many games, so many teams taking part in the qualifying campaign, but this is it. Final hurdle. Next up is the group stages, but first and foremost, one more 90 minutes of football, maybe penalties, coming at you. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time predicting the final qualifying campaign for the old Europa League, boys and girls. After this, it's group stages, and we'll talk about that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Champions League related, plus Europa League related. Whoa! Football related all here under one roof ski. That's right. So yes, it's been up and down, left, right, all over the place for the past few weeks because I've been on the road trying to keep you up to date with some predictions on the fly, and it's not been easy. It's not been, so these are running a little late, a couple of days late than when I would want them to come out, but they're here at long last. Now this is the final game. After this, it is Europa League group stages. I'll tell more about that at the end of the video, so stick around to the bitter end. But anyway, let's jump into the thick of things and take a little look at the last batch of matches, and then we'll take a look at the next predictions and who I ultimately think will go through to the group stages. So, there's been so many teams in this, it's quite mad. FK Sūduva took on Ferencvárosi. That ended up as a 0-0 draw, 2-0 for me. I tell you what, not the greatest predictions this week, but I've been distracted. Been on holiday, been all over the place, seen a lot of crazy stuff, boys and girls. Not as crazy as some of these results. Copenhagen took on Riga FC. That ended up as a 3-1 win. I called it a 3-1 win in the end. I'm not too sure about that. The orange colours throw me off a little bit. Celtic took on AIK Solna. That ended up as a 2-0 win for Celtic. I actually went with a 3-0 win, so not too shabby. Ararat-Armenia took on F91 Dudelange. Dudelange taking a hit away from home. Armenia taking on a 2-1 win. I actually went with a 1-1 draw in this one. Ludogorets took on Maribor. That ended up as a 0-0 draw. 2-0 for me. Linfield took on Qarabağ with one of the surprises of the round. 3-2 win for Linfield. They got it all to do in the second leg, though. A draw will see them through, but it's going to be an uphill task. Actually went with a 3-1 win the other way. It's a bit of a surprise. So, Slovan Bratislava took on PAOK. Then it's a 2-1 win for PAOK. Actually went with a 2-0 win for Slovan Bratislava. So they've got an uphill task as well. FK Astana took on BATE Borisov. Then it was a 3-0 win for Astana. I actually went with a 1-0 win myself. Another result of the round, Torino taking on Wolves. That ended up as a 3-2 win over in Italy. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Torino. So yes, Serie A taking a hit, the Premier League taking a massive step in the right direction, but it's going to be a difficult task in the second leg. They do have the kudos of the 3 away goals. AEK Athens taking on Trabzonspor. That ended up as a 3-1 win for Trabzonspor. Actually went with a 1-1 draw. And right at the bottom there, Legia Warsaw up against Rangers, ended up as a 0-0 draw. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Legia Warsaw. Over on the second batch, Feyenoord took on Hapoel of Israel. 3-0 for me, 3-1 the final score. Feyenoord have the upper hand. Steaua Bucharest took on Victoria Guimarães. Difficult one to call this one. 0-0 in the end. 2-0 for me, so got that one wrong as well. Genk took on Rijeka. That was a 2-1 win for Genk. 1-0 for me, not too shabby in the end. PSV Eindhoven, the Dutchy boys, up on Limassol. 3-0 for the Dutchies, 2-0 for me. They look to be in control on this one. So both Dutchies here looking commanding. Will they make it a three-peat with AZ Alkmaar? We'll look at that in a minute. Espanyol took it on Zorya Lugansk. That's a 3-1 win for Espanyol. 3-1 was the final score. 3-0 was my prediction. Not too shabby. Partizan took on Molde. 2-1 final score. 2-1 bang on the nose. Yes. Sporting Braga up against Spartak Moscow is another difficult game to call. 1-0 was the final score for Sporting Braga. 2-1 for me. Malmo took on Benayunda Tel Aviv. That is a 3-0 win for the Swedes. 1-1 for me. Strasbourg upset Frankfurt with a 1-0 win over in France. 2-1 for me. And AZ Alkmaar took on Royal Antwerp. It was a tough one there. 1-1 final score. 2-1 for me. So there's some interesting games here. Evenly poised going into the second legs, the final games going into the group stages, the money makers. That's what we're talking about. So let's take a look at my predictions for the second legs and who I ultimately think will go through to the group stages and who will tumble out. This is probably the worst case scenario for teams to get this far and tumble out. Ferencvárosi will take on FK Sūduva over in Hungary. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Ferencvárosi, which will see them through. 2-1 after the first leg. Riga taking on Copenhagen. Going to go with a 1-1 draw over in Riga, which I think is that in Latvia. 4-2 though. Copenhagen will go through on aggregate. AIK from Sweden up against Celtic Celtic will scrape home a 2-1 away win, which will add to the tally. 4-1 on aggregate. They will go through. Celtic, no two problems. F91 Dudelange up against Ararat-Armenia. 2-0 for the Luxies. 4-1. What the heck's going on here? This is wrong. Let's backtrack that up. What did I say? What did Dudelange do? Man, go all the way back. Dudelange. They lost 2-1. So 2-1 plus the 2-0, which would be 3-2. 3-2 for Dudelange. They go through. So scrap my little error here. I will, maybe I can correct it on the fly here. Just so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, 3-2 Dudelange. MK Maribor taking on Ludogorets Razgrad. Going to go with a... Can I get this off now? Going to go with a 2-1 win for Maribor. I'm going to go with that, which will make the 2-1 to go through on aggregate. Qarabağ will take on Linfield. Obviously, Linfield with that 3-2 precious home win. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Qarabağ, which will make them go through 5-2 on aggregate. PAOK taking on Slovan Bratislava. 3-1 on the night for PAOK. 3-2 on aggregate. PAOK will go through. BATE Borisov will take on FK Astana over in Bulgaria, I believe. 2-1 final score, but they will lose. Astana will go through 4-2 on aggregate to make it themselves through to the next stage, which is the group as a stage. Wolves will take on Torino from the Premier League up against Serie A. Big money won this one. Going to go with a 3-1 home win for Wolves, which will put them through 6-3 on aggregate. Torino will tumble out, which is unfortunate. Trabzonspor will take on AIK Athens. 2-1 on the final score on the day, which will be a 5-2 aggregate win for Trabzonspor. Rangers coming out of Scotland up against Legia Warsaw. 3-1 final score for Rangers at Ibrox, which see them go through 3-1 on aggregate into the group stage. Hapoel Beersheva will take on the Dutchies Feyenoord. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw on that one. Feyenoord will go through. Victoria Guimarães will take on Steaua Bucharest. 2-1 for the Portuguese bad boys over the Romanians. 2-1 will be the final score on aggregate. They are through. That is right. HNK Rijeka taking on KAA Gent. 2-1 for the Belgians. 4-2 on aggregate. Genk will go through. Apollon Limassol against PSV Eindhoven. One of the favourites, you know, I won't say the favourites, but one of the bigger boys at this stage. They will go through. 2-1 final score on the night. 5-1 on aggregate. The Dutchies will join fellow Dutchies Feyenoord. Will it make a triple feat at the bottom there? Zorya Lugansk up against Espanyol from La Liga. 1 more draw on the day, but they've already got themselves a head start in the first leg. 4-2 on aggregate. Espanyol. Molde coming out of Norway, taking on Partizan. A 2-0 loss for Molde. We'll see them tumble out. Partizan will go through. Big away win, that one. Partizan taking a 4-1 win. Spartak Moscow against Sporting Braga. Difficult one. I'm going with a 2-0 win for Sporting Moscow, which will send them through, sending the Portuguese bad boys tumbling out of it. 2-1 on aggregate. Beni Yayunda, Tel Aviv, taking on Malmo, coming out of Sweden. Going to go with the Israelis on this one, 2-1, but it won't be good enough. Malmo will take it 4-2 on aggregate, and they will go through. Eintracht Frankfurt up against Strasbourg. They've started the Bundesliga campaign in okay form, I think. 3-0 victory for Frankfurt. They will go through 3-1 on aggregate into the money stages. That is the group round. Up against now, Antwerp, up against AZ Alkmaar to wrap it up. Will it be the Dutchies? Will it be the Belgians? It'll be a 2-0 win for the Belgians. And that means they will go through 3-1 on aggregate. Again, this is another one that is wrong. So we're gonna make 3-1. So that is wrong. Basically, it is flip-flopped. Whew, there you go, boys and girls. There you have it. So they are my rough as Badgers backside predictions. I do apologise for that, but it is quite a little tricky with these aggregates and so many things to take into consideration. But we go again next time out. But the next time out will be the group stages. Now the draw will take place Friday. I think from Friday or from Saturday, I will start trickling out my predictions, my early door predictions for the group stages. Now these aren't my match day predictions. I will be doing those separate, and they will be pre-recorded. Probably going to come out every Friday after once we get close to the thing. So obviously, as the season goes on, the results will come in Thursday. I'll be quick, early doors, and trying to have my predictions in on Friday. At the latest, it'll be a Saturday, something like that. But yes, make sure to check them out, and we'll hopefully do it more interactive. You can get involved yourselves. I don't know if it'll be one video, it'll be 2 videos, because there's so many games in the Europa League. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. But that, my friends, is I don't think I've ever done it match day by match day, Champions League and all that, Europa League. I did do a big cluster like I did last season. We're going to do those again. plus much more. But make sure you to participate in the old interactive element for that. Get your predictions in the old comment section down below and all that kind of good stuff. Just let you know that I have a Patreon channel, boys and girls, or a Patreon page where you can support the channel in another way besides your viewership. Make sure you check that out. Link to that puppy in the old description down below. And also you can check me out over on Twitch on most Saturdays starting from September onwards. Probably mid-September because we have the international break. But after the international break, on Saturday, I'll be there live for a couple of hours. So come in, say hello, have a chat or two. And also make sure to check me out on Twitter. I am very vocal over on the Twitter sphere, boys and girls. And that, my friends, is all I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up. If you do, smash the subscribe. New videos pretty much every single day if we can get to it. We're back now from the holidays for the most part. We are going away again this weekend. But for the rest of this week, I'm at home, going to be working away busily, chipping out the videos for you boys and girls. It's been a bit hectic old schedule. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure you get your predictions in for this set. And also stick around for the next batch when the group stages take place. The draw is Friday. What have we got? We'll have a look then, shall we? Ciao. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.